This conference will now be recorded.
Okay, guys, a very warm welcome to this Microsoft Endpoint Configuration Manager online training session. So, first of all, I would like to introduce myself. My name is Kashif. I am from India. I have somewhere around 13 years of practical IT experience. I have expertise on various technologies like SCCM, Intune, Active Directory, Application Packaging, Azure, PowerShell. I am a BSc IT graduate from Mumbai University. And after completing my graduation, I started working in IT field, wherein I worked in SCCM level 1, level 2, level 3 teams. Now I'm working as SCCM architect, wherein my primary roles and responsibility is to design and implement SCCM in companies. I have designed and implemented SCCM in various companies so far. Apart from this project and implementation task, I am involved in training wherein I train people on SCCM, Intune, Active Directory, other technologies. I have trained more than 28,000 students globally. And these are my website, blog, email address, and Skype ID. So that's about me, guys. Let me take you to the next slide, which talks about the duration of this training. So daily, we are going to do 1 hour session. Total, it is gonna do 30-hour session total, and daily we will do 1 hour session. So India time 8 a.m. right, IST, 8 a.m. to 9 a.m. daily morning India time, and for US it will be 10:30, no, 10:30 p.m. EST, Eastern Standard Time, to 11:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Alex and Lawrence, you guys are in the same time zone, EST?
Yeah, correct.
Okay. Durga, which time zone you are in? Are you in India or Singapore?
And Singapore.
Okay. So for you, it will be 10:30 a.m.,
10:30
right?
a.m. Yeah.
Okay. So this one is for those who are in India, and this is US EST time. And for you, those who are in Singapore, it is gonna be 10:30 a.m. in the morning, 10:30 a.m., right, to 11:30. Clear? Tushar, this is for you. Okay. So daily we are going to do 1 hour session on Monday to Saturday. It is going to take 1 month to finish all the topics. Let me take you to the next slide, which talks about the historical background of SCCM. So now SCCM is what? SCCM is a product which is released by Microsoft. Microsoft is the developer of that product. It is released in the year 1994. And previously we used to call it as SMS, System Management Server, right? System Management Server. It was released as a SMS 1.0 in 1994, then SMS 2.0 in 1999, then SMS 2003 in the year 2003. These are the earlier version of SCCM. We used to call it as SMS, System Management Server. Then Microsoft changed the name from SMS to SCCM, System Center Configuration Manager. We still call it as SCCM, right? So started from 2007. So they changed the name from SMS to SCCM, System Center Configuration Manager, in the year 2007. Then they released SCCM 2012. Then they released SCCM 2015, which is 1511. Now these are the three versions released in the year 2016, right? 1602, 1606, and 1610. These three versions released in the year 2017. These three versions released in the year 2018. These three versions released in the year 2019. But from 19 October, they changed the name again from SCCM to MECM. This is the latest, and this is the new name of SCCM. So we generally call it as SCCM, but The name is given by Microsoft is this one, Microsoft Endpoint Configuration Manager, MECM. And when this happened? This happened in the year 2019 October. So the new name of this product is MECM. Now, these are the three versions released in the year 2020. These three versions released in the year 2021, and these two versions released in the year 2022. This year they have released 2203 and 2207. 2207 is the latest and greatest version of SCCM at the moment. This is the one, 2207, which was released in the month of July 2022, this year. So it started from where? Started from 1994 till 2022. So if you calculate, you will find it is there in the market for more than 25 years. More than 25 years this product is there in the market. Okay, so it's a matured product. What how many what all things you can do through this? You can basically, SCCM is for enterprise device management. So you will be able to manage devices, you will be able to push applications, you will be able to send updates, operating system. You will have complete control to your enterprise devices through SCCM. So thousands and thousands of companies have implemented this product, and millions of devices are being managed by this product all over the globe. So 1994 to 2022, this product is a mature product. It is there in the market for the past 25 years. Now, previously, we used to have these exams, 20-243 and 70-703, but both of them are expired now. So we cannot take any exam for SCCM and become certified. We are waiting for new exam to come. Okay, these are expired at the moment. Now, why you should learn SCCM? What is the reason behind this one? So before you choose any technology, you should do some analysis whether this technology is good for me, whether I will get a good salary or not, whether do we have any vacancies for this one or not. So I have done some research for this, and now you can see point number one, it is a matured tool. It is there in the market for the last 25 years. Okay, it's a mature tool. Second, SCCM holds 43% of market share. For example, SCCM also has some competitors like IBM Big Fix. IBM Big Fix. So like SCCM, SCCM is what? It is the enterprise device management solution. You can manage enterprise devices. So similar to SCCM, you have some other product, third-party product like IBM Big Fix, LANDesk, then Altris, then you have Tanium, then you have Workspace. These are some of the competitors of SCCM. So some have like 2% of deployment, 7%, 3%, 5%. But SCCM is like giant in front of these tiny competitors. SCCM is like giant, and it has 43% of market share. So almost everywhere you will find SCCM wherever you go. Either you are in India or Canada or Australia or European countries or Gulf countries, you will find SCCM. So almost all big size companies and medium size companies have SCCM. So less number of competitors, good vacancies. Suppose if you are looking for SCCM related opportunities, you have it all over the places. So good vacancies, good salary, people are earning good salary. Those who are in US and Canada and European countries, they are getting somewhere around 45 US dollar per hour for this technology. 45 US per hour. This is an average salary. I have my students who are getting $80 per hour, okay, for this technology. Resources are available. If you are stuck somewhere, then you just Google it out. There will be hundreds of websites which will give you solutions. So it is a matured product. So the hundreds or thousands of websites are there. You just Google it out and you will be able to get the resources, and you will be able to resolve your problem. Now, Tushar, for you, the salary in India, it is going to be 800,000 Indian rupees per year. This is average salary Indian rupees. Okay, average salary 800,000 Indian rupees, 8 lakh per annum. Okay, so resources are available, jobs are available on Naukri, Monster, Indeed, Dice, LinkedIn. You have to, after this training, you need to prepare your resume. I will give you my sample resume. You will have to do some modification in that resume and then upload that resume on these portals so that you will start getting interview calls for SCCM profile. It is the third largest selling product of Microsoft. Microsoft is selling, on number one, they are selling operating system like Windows 10, Windows 11, Windows Server operating system. Then the second, they are selling Office, Microsoft Office or Office 365. And then they are selling MECM or SCCM. Okay, so this is the third largest selling product of Microsoft. Easy to learn. Why is it? Because we don't have any coding languages, no programming languages. It is all GUI based. So, and all the steps are predefined. So you have to follow the instruction to achieve your task in SCCM. So no coding, no programming languages. Now it is going to stay in the market for the next 10 years because we don't have any competitors. We don't have any better product which can compete SCCM at the moment. So this is the current market value of this product. Okay, current market value. So if you learn any technology, let's say you learn Lotus Note. Lotus Note is a good technology, but it is an outdated one, right? It is an outdated one. You cannot you cannot get any job after learning this one. So that's the reason we need to do some analysis. So these are some of the points I have mentioned here why you should learn SCCM. I hope you understood, guys. Let me take you to the next slide, which talks about the sites in SCCM. There are three sites: central administration site, primary site, and secondary site. These are the three sites in SCCM. We will discuss about these sites tomorrow in great details. What are these sites? Why do we need these sites? And how do we configure these sites? What are the benefit and what is the capability and all? So we'll discuss about these things later on from tomorrow onwards. Now, how do you implement SCCM? There are three types of implementation. So in this slide, we have three architectural diagram. First is for small size companies. Suppose company is very small. We don't have any branch office, only one location. Let's say Houston. Houston is a location where 50,000 computers are there. And we need to manage these 50,000. So we will install one single primary site that is called standalone primary site. We will manage these 50,000 devices through this primary site server. Second, the second architecture is for medium size organization. So let's say you have headquarter in Houston. So 50,000 devices are in Houston. So primary site is managing these 50,000 devices. But what about the devices in Seattle and Boston? Let's say there are 5,000 devices in Seattle and 10,000 devices in Boston. Who will manage these devices in branch offices? So we will install secondary site. Let's say secondary one will be managing these devices in Seattle, and secondary 2 will be managing these devices in Boston, and both will be reporting to primary. So this is the 99% of time you will see this kind of architecture. Almost everywhere you will see this kind of architecture, and we will do the training on this one. We will have one primary, right, and multiple secondary site server. So branch of headquarter will have primary site and branch office will have secondary site server. So this is very common type of deployment. Typical deployment is this one. Now, very rare, not you will not see this kind of architecture everywhere. It is very rare kind of deployment for big organization. This is for big organization like Accenture, Deloitte, IBM, Cognizant, Wipro. So you will have multiple primary site. Let's say primary 1, primary 2, and primary 3, because one primary is not sufficient. You will have to have more than one primary site, and then all these primary will report to the CAS, central administration site server. On the top we will have central, and then we will have primary, and then we will have secondary. This kind of architecture very rare, but for big organization. Okay, so there are only three types of deployment we have in SCCM. Yes.
Yeah, Kashif, when you say this is a very big enterprise, you're talking about how many users?
More than 150,000.
Users. So is SCCM fully a cloud based, or we have some servers on-prem?
Depends on you. You can set up server on-prem or you can set up servers in cloud. Both options are there.
Thank
Okay.
you.
No worries. So this is the architecture. 99% of time you will see this kind of architecture. You will have one primary site server in headquarter. Let's say there are 10,000 devices in New York, and this primary site is going to manage these 10,000 devices, and it is going to put the information in its database. So this is a big database. Primary site will be storing everything in this database. Now, what about the machine in Mumbai? 2,000 devices in Mumbai, 2,000 devices in London, and 2,000 devices in Paris. So who will manage these devices? Secondary site server. So for each location, you will have secondary. Let's say secondary 1, secondary 2, and then secondary 3. So the secondary site will be managing these devices in branch offices. And secondary will take the policies and contents from where? From the primary, right? Secondary is taking everything from primary, and secondary is going to store the data in its database. So secondary will also have its own separate database. Okay, secondary will also have its own separate database. Now whatever the data secondary has collected, it's going to pass on to main database, the primary database. This is how the SCCM architecture is designed, and this is how SCCM works. Okay, I will give you more details when as we go along in the training. Then you will get clear picture, and when we install SCCM, then you will get more clear picture. Okay, then what all things you can do through SCCM? Okay, you have you can do many things through SCCM. These are some of the uh, main features and functionalities of SCCM. So you can do hardware and software inventory. You can do asset intelligence, software metering. Then you can deploy applications on one machine or hundreds of machines or thousands of machines. You can deploy updates. You can deploy operating system, content management. You can see how many computers are compliant and non-compliant, power management, client health, endpoint protection, role-based administration, remote management, reporting, monitoring. All we will do practically. You know, everything we will do practically. When we do the practical, then we will get more clear picture how this is doing the hardware inventory, how we will do application deployments, everything we will do it practically. Then the you will get clear picture. There are many other uh, uh, features of SCCM which I have not included in this slide, but these are the common features and functionalities of SCCM. Okay, now when we go in the training, each one of you will have to set up your lab. Either you set up the lab on prem, like on local, or you can do it on cloud. So there are two options to set up the lab. So on prem, those who have good configuration of laptop, let's say 16 GB RAM, quad core processor, and 300 GB free hard disk space, then you can do on prem local. Or if you don't have this configuration, then you can create machines in cloud, in Azure cloud data center, or AWS, or Google Cloud, anything of your choice. We will go on Azure cloud data center, and we will create some of the computers here, virtual machines, and we will connect through our laptop. Let's say this is our laptop from home. We will connect to these laptops, I mean to these machines, which will be running in either in Canada or Australia or India or Europe data center. So we will be remotely connecting to these machines and performing all the SCCM related tasks. Okay, so these two options are available. Now when we go in the training, then we will set up the lab like this. We will have some servers and client machines. So we will have 5 servers. So domain controller, database, primary site, secondary site, and one client machine, Windows 10 or Windows 11. All will be connected to a network connection so that they can talk to each other. Any question from anyone? Alex, Lawrence,
Yeah. So,
Durga, Tushar?
Kashif,
Hmm.
You're talking about setting up the, so for the primary side, the secondary, and are we creating like a virtual machine?
Yes, we will create virtual machine and then we will do it. So either you do it on local, I'll show you what I have done. I have created my lab here on my laptop. So domain controller, primary site server, database server, and one Windows 10 machine. So I have set up the lab like this. So similarly, if you would like to set up the lab on your laptop, you can do it like this. Otherwise, you can go on Azure Cloud Data Center and do it there. Okay. And I will guide you step by step how you can do it.
All right. Thank you.
Any other question? Now there is one course. I think I have already shared the course content with you. If not, I can share that with you again on WhatsApp. So the training duration is going to be 1 month, Monday to Saturday, right? And 1 hour daily basis. We'll start from basic, from scratch. I will go up to the advanced level. Recording, yes, we will record each session, and after each session, I will share the recording with you guys. I'll share the course completion certificate. Now I'm gonna show you what kind of certificate you will get. Certificate. The code, because we don't have any gosh, certificate. You will get certificate like this. I will send this to you once the course is completed. Okay. Now content, the same course content. Demo is fine. This is my number. Now there are 16 modules in this one. 16 modules. So starting from first one, module number 1, which is going to be the completely theoretical session, wherein we will be learning about the benefit of implementation of SCCM, then what are SCCM hierarchy, then central and primary and secondary. We will learn all these things in the first module. Then from second module, we'll start doing the practical. Okay, so from practical, we will set up our virtual machine, and then after setting up the virtual machine, we will do the prerequisite installation, database installation, domain controller installation, everything whatever needed to make a server as a primary site server. And secondly, we will do all those prerequisite, and we'll have our primary site ready by after completing module 2. Module 3, we will start using SCCM to organize and discover resources. Then SCCM client management, software metering and inventory, then query and reports. Then we will do the application deployment, okay, through application model and package model. Then we will be deploying updates, patching, the vulnerability management, as somebody said. Then managing operating system deployment, we will deploy operating system. Then we will implement endpoint protection, the antivirus, the default antivirus. We will manage endpoint protection through SCCM. Compliance setting, to find out how many machines are compliant and non-compliant, how to make the machine compliant. Mobile device management, this is a bonus session. I will give you Intune training as well in this SCCM. After we finish SCCM, we will do Intune, mobile device management. As Alex, you joined today, we were basically doing Intune at that time. So that is a bonus session. We will do Intune, basic Intune, we will finish. Then power management, remote control, site maintenance, disaster and recovery, right? Then we will add new secondary site server. Then miscellaneous topics like role-based administration, maintenance window, SCCM console, accessing console from different computer, Office 365, then SCCM upgrade from old version to the latest version. These all things we will do in a span of 1 month, daily 1 hour session, Monday to Saturday. Okay. Is that clear? Everyone?
Yes, I have two questions.
Yes, go ahead, Alex.
Okay. The first one is now about the video. If it is recorded, are we going to get it after the lecture or the video?
Yes, after each session, you will get the recording.
Okay. And the second question is in case, for example, we have issue when we get a job with this application. In case we have issue, can we still that to you after the lecture?
Yes, why not? Any other
Yeah,
question?
I have one question. I
Yes,
have
Tushar.
one question. Um I have a 6 GB RAM in my laptop, and so I can set up the lab through Hyper-V.
No, 6 GB not
Yeah,
possible. You have to have minimum 12 GB.
12 GB RAM.
Minimum, yeah. That is the minimum requirement for SCCM because we will have multiple virtual machines. So don't use your personal laptop to set up SCCM lab. You can do it
Okay.
on Azure Cloud Data Center. I'll guide you a step by step how to create your Azure account and then set up the lab in cloud rather than doing it in locally.
So through Azure I can do it.
Yes,
Through Azure I can do it. No? Yeah.
you can.
Okay. Okay.
So Kashib, what you're saying is you're not advising us to do the installation on our personal machine.
No, what I'm saying is if your machine is not good enough to handle the load of the server, because there will be minimum four virtual machines. So Tushar has 6 GB of RAM memory. He has got only 6 GB. So it's not advisable to go on local because that is not sufficient. He needs minimum 12 GB, minimum 12 or 16 GB memory. Okay. If you have, then you can do it. Okay.
Trying to check my system configuration.
Yes. System configuration. Then you will get the information about your RAM and processor.
So I have 8 GB of
8 GB is also low. So we will do it on Azure Cloud Data Center then. That is free of cost. Azure is also, it's not going to cost you anything. 30 days is free. Okay. We will use the free account. We don't have to pay anything to Microsoft. So for the first 30 days, nothing will be charged. We will create our lab and we'll do everything on the Azure Cloud Data Center for 30 days. Okay.
Okay.
Clear? Durga, Lawrence, Alex, any question?
Yeah, let me ask just one question.
Mm,
Um, in a real life scenario, like in the enterprise where we have like 10,000, 20, 50,000 users,
mm, mm.
is SCCM, is it integrated with the Active Directory?
Yes,
Just trying to
it
think
has to.
logically.
SCCM
Yeah,
SCCM is completely dependent on Active Directory because it is taking all the information from Active Directory. If Active Directory is not there, you can't install SCCM. It is a prerequisite.
okay, so logically, I'm just thinking like we have machines scattered around, let's say
Mm,
in different states.
mm.
I'm just trying to imagine how these machines, how SCCM targets these machines. Is it through the integration with Active Directory?
Yes.
How the machines, I mean, in case we have an update, we have a agent installation. I mean, how logically, how does SCCM target those machines?
So I'll I'll tell you what happens. I'll quickly give you an overview, but when we do the practical, you will get more clear picture. Okay. Now, so SCCM is completely dependent on Active Directory. For example, this one is your Active Directory server. Okay. In Active Directory, you have, let's say, some you have a container called computer. Okay, in that container, let's say 5,000 computers are there.
Okay.
Then you have a container called users. Okay,
Okay.
then in that container you have, let's say, 5,000 users. Then you have a container called groups. Okay, let's say 2,000 groups are there. Now
Okay.
SCCM is what? SCCM is, let's say, SCCM or MECM, whatever you would like to call it, SCCM, right? It is gonna integrate these information from Active Directory. So all these users, 5,000 and 5,000 computers and 2,000, you will be able to get those 5,000 here, users, then computers, 5,000 computers, and then 2,000 groups, right?
Cool.
Now your question is, you have these computers from different places. Some computers are in Mumbai, some computers are in New York, some computers are in Mexico, some computers are in London. So how SCCM manages these devices? So
Cool.
you will have, let's say, some locations. Okay, like this, you will have some locations. For example, you have one location called headquarter, right? So this is your headquarter. For example, this one is New York, and in New York you have like 5,000 devices. No, not 5,000, because total we have 5,000. No? So let's
Hmm.
say 1,000 devices in New York. So we will install one primary site server, and these 1,000 device information from where we will get? From Active Directory. So
Cool.
Active Directory is basically giving information of 1,000 devices, and SCCM is managing these 1,000 devices. We need to install agent on all these 1,000 devices. SCCM agent will we have to install. An agent will be talking to the primary site server, and it will be taking the policies and contents from the primary site server. Clear? But what about the devices in different region? Let's say you have different region, Mumbai, then you have London, then you have Mexico, right? Then you have Paris. So 2,000 devices here, 500 devices here, then 300 devices here, and then 200 devices here. Total 5,000 devices, right? So
Hmm.
we will install secondary side here, secondary 1, secondary 2, right? Then we will have secondary 3, then we will have secondary 4. Now SCCM will get these information from where? These device information from where? From Active Directory. Again, from Active Directory. Active Directory is the one which is passing these information back to SCCM, that in Mumbai we have 2,000 devices. Similarly, Active Directory is passing these 500 device information back to primary site, that in London we have 500 devices, something like that. And then SCCM will manage these devices through secondary site. Secondary will be managing these devices. We need to install agent to all these devices. The SCCM agent will be installed in these 2,000 devices. SCCM agent will be installed in these 500 devices, in these 300 devices, and then in 200 devices. So agent will be taking the policies and contents from the secondary site server. Is that clear?
Yes, very clear. Thank you. Makes sense.
Okay. Any other question before we wrap it up? Alex, Durga, Tushar?
No question.
Okay, guys. So I will be creating a WhatsApp group today. This is my WhatsApp number. Okay. So 91 is the India country code, and this is my mobile number 98923543331. So I'm going to create one WhatsApp group, and those who are interested to continue from tomorrow, so you can message me that you would like to continue from tomorrow. Then I will add you in a group. So I'm going to create a WhatsApp group and add you there, and I'll be sharing all the recording materials and all the documents in that group, and I will be guiding you how you can enroll to this course. You need to make payment to enroll this course, and then we will continue from tomorrow onwards. Tomorrow we will meet at 8 a.m. India time, 8 a.m. IST. Okay, IST India time. That is 10:30 a.m. Singapore time, right?
Yeah, question.
Singapore time, and which is 10:30 p.m. EST, Eastern Standard Time, US. We'll meet tomorrow at this time. Okay.
Okay.
Yeah, guys. So send me a message on this number so that I can add you to the group and give you the instruction how to make payment and all. Okay.
All right, Kashif, thank you.
Thank you. Bye now.
Thank you, guys.
So today's record